YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So today we are looking at a JX servo, and this model is HV, so it's an high voltage one, 7232MG, so high voltage metal geared, and I believe the top specs on this one are 8.4 volt supported, and that will produce a maximum of 32 kilograms of torque. And I'll put the specs for this one up this side around here somewhere, so you can see all the various specs, different voltages and different speeds. So just to give you an idea of what those speeds actually look like, so if we set it to, so if we set this one to 6.4, so that's 6.4 volt, and then if we do that and that, we should get 7.4, and hopefully you can tell that's a good bit faster. And this one can support up to 8.4 volt, so, and that's quite a good bit faster. Quite a responsive little servo, this one. I believe we're using these in the Hebeo Nitro 1/8, so you can run them in that one direct off 2S LiPo, which is handy for a nitro. Gives you a bit more torque and power on your servos. Nice little servo. This one is coreless, so it'll be interesting to see how this stacks up against one that was brushless, and it is all stainless steel geared. Again, on this one, not sure if it's waterproof or not. Can't really find anything on it, but if I do, I'll put a little tag on the video so you can see. But it does look like it's got two little rubber seals, and quite decent length servo cable on this one. And again, same as the Demond brand, the JX come with quite flexible but quite chunky cables. Quite nice to see. So let's crack on with testing. Right. So let's get it all zeroed and see what the power output is on this servo. So we've got it at 8.4 volt. So that's 10 pulls, and we've got an average of 31.2, which is right about in the ballpark of what this should be. I mean, bearing in mind this should be getting 8.4 volt and it's actually getting around 8.1. So I would say again, this JX servo is incredibly close to the 32 that it's advertised as. So let's try it at 6 volt. So again, we'll clear it and we'll see what we get at 6 volt. I think it's the end one we need to knock up for this. And this is advertised, I believe it's 23 kilograms at 6 volt, and it's averaging 24. So the final one to test would be a 7.4. Let's see if we can get this one to move across. looks like it's averaging about 27.5. So this one does get noticeably hotter than the last one we tried, the Demond version. So that's definitely something that's interesting. So the JX branded ones, although I believe they're from the same company, it does feel like this high voltage JX servo gets hotter than the Demond servo that we tested last. But right, let's get to a conclusion. Right, conclusion time on this one. Quite a nice little servo, quieter than Savox. Starting to notice a bit of a pattern here. I do quite like Savox, but my god, Savox, your servos are noisy compared to pretty much everything else I've tested. So it's a nice, well made and quite cheap really for the performance of it. I think these compare quite closely to the Co-Rally servos that they make, and I think they retail at about £60–65 each, maybe a bit more, and you could almost get a pair of these for that. I'm just checking now. Yeah, you could pretty much get a pair of these delivered, and spec for spec, the torque that they advertise to be, no gears shearing off or anything, because this torque tester is a torture test for a servo. There's no movement in the head at all, so it's literally under full load every time we put it on, whereas an RC, as long as you've got your end stop set, it's moving, it's not fixed. But yeah, they are the spec that they're advertised. They don't get overly hot. Let's see if we can find the torque. So 8.4 volt, they're advertised as 31.5, and 6 volt 26.2, and I think this read about 23, but this BEC is slightly down on voltage, so, but it's within margin of error of testing. So I do believe that the specs they've advertised, they have actually tested them on some proper calibrated equipment, same as this, and that's what they're advertising. So yeah, for the price, the spec and the build quality of it, it's really nice, really solid. I've been using this in our 1/8 nitro, so yeah, I'd say again, JX cordless servo, HV7232MG, quite a nice servo. But if you like this kind of video and find it useful, like and subscribe. Don't forget to share to friends and family, and hit the notification bell. And I'll catch you guys again in the next one.